Hi, Erica. There is Alex. Welcome.
Welcome to you all, good people of Astrocade. What's up, everybody?
Me barely, but I got coffee, so we're good.
Good. Everyone here should be fully caffeinated at all times.
We got a slightly smaller
Okay, so
crowd today.
we are we're through the kind of the official part of Astro Academy, and what that means is I think today can be pretty flexible, which is good. I think we've gone through all the lessons. I think we went through every single one of them except lesson one, which I think was a fun experiment. I think we may continue doing stuff like that. I think it was kind of nice being able to talk through the lessons and see live if people had questions or whatever. So having done all that, there's always more stuff we can talk about. We're always open to Q&A. If anyone wants to open up a new topic, totally cool. But the fact that we're done with the official like lesson content means we are now free to just kind of do whatever. And hopefully that means today we'll do a little bit more playtesting than we have in the past. I think it was good to talk lesson stuff, but it's ultimately valuable for most of you aims
Uh-oh.
to be directly live play tested.
You
Tell
seem
me
to
I'm not dropping off again.
you seem to be having internet issues again. You
No
sound a little
way.
bit
Okay, how about?
robotic.
Oh, that's just because my firmware got updated.
Ah,
Hold on. Okay, so this is a bummer. I'm on a totally different Wi-Fi. I have no idea what the problem is. I'm actually on a different computer altogether. Um, okay, how about this? Let me use my phone as a hotspot. I will rejoin and see if that fixes anything.
wait. Toxic never tasted this good. All right. uh, he is back, but he can't hear anything. Maybe rejoin? Close the app. Our apps actually, I guess he's on a MacBook, so that would make sense. Hello,
Okay,
Alex.
I can hear you guys now. Can you hear me?
You sound better.
Hooray. Hooray. Okay. Astrocade is at the forefront of technology, except when it comes to connecting to the internet. That's still really tricky for us. Did I lose you guys again? Please tell me you
Nope.
can hear me.
It sounded like you were gone for a second, but then you popped back in.
What? Ah. All right, well, let's just bear with it. If I have to like switch over to text, then I guess that's just life. Life in the big
Yeah.
city. Um, all right. So, what I was trying to say before the entire universe conspired against me, like it always does, is that we can mostly focus on playtesting today, which I think should be good for everybody. But like I said, if anyone's got any questions, wants to talk about anything related to the lessons or bigger kind of game questions, then let us know. We can jump into that too. If not, I think we can get going with some playtesting.
All right. Are we going to do? We're going to do Academy first. Do we have? How's our
Yes, I
Snake
believe
Games looking?
Pika's got some Academy games lined up for us, right?
Kyra. I mean, could we do some PG-13 screening of our text, please?
Jeez,
I'm
dude.
going to
Yeah.
just. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that for you, and that will be your verbal warning there. All right. So it looks like we have Peaches up first. You want
Okay.
me to go ahead, or you want to grab it? See how you do with
Actually,
streaming?
yeah. Why don't you you can take the first one and we'll see how that goes.
Sure.
So it looks like we're back to Geo Trivia Journey. This is from, as you said, Peaches, right?
Peaches, yep.
Cool.
Just doing a little loading thing here. I think this will load just fine, though. Oh, instantaneous. Oh, wait, loading question.
Who would have thought that the loading question would be the part that's heavy duty and takes time to download?
Is this LLM?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. You'd think it's
Because
something.
my question is if this is LLM and this is how it loads on a slow connection, I would be a little concerned about it. I'd be a little concerned about, ooh, okay. That was quite a bit of time.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's see. Greetings.
Also, I don't think that a throttled connection should really affect LLM performance. Like, it's one thing if you're downloading an image on a slow internet connection, but if you've got an LLM that is just generating text remotely, it's just the text you have to download. Even on a slow connection, I wouldn't expect to notice a difference. So something's going on there that's a little strange.
Yeah, I do agree. Okay. So welcome to Africa, your first stop on the world tour. How many continents are there? There are 7. All right, so I just played a game like this, kind of like this, but it was from IQ Level Up. It was
Mm.
pretty well done too for what it was. All right, most geographers recognize 7 continents. Oh, what's the other continent? How many countries? Oh, come on. Anybody know the answer to this one?
Oh, come on. It cannot be higher than 44,
Cannot
right?
be. Nope.
Ah,
54.
so,
So first off,
so there are, sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
no, you're good. Sorry. I was saying that the difficulty scale was quite exponential,
Yeah,
from 7 continents to 54 countries. So maybe, maybe think about scaling the difficulty a little bit slower.
yeah.
So let's see what's going on next. The longest river in the world, North Africa.
Nice,
See, that was much easier.
nice.
And I got some papyrus. All right. Which continent is known as the Dark Continent?
Mm.
Oh, uh, this
One
could
might be a
be a
little bit.
little controversial.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I might maybe trim this one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Australia so I don't get myself in
Yeah,
trouble.
yeah. Well, you did your best. You tried.
I didn't say that. Where can you find the Great Pyramid of Giza? Giza? Gaza. Giza.
No,
It's in
definitely
Egypt.
Giza.
The stone pyramid replica. I wouldn't have been able to tell that was a replica if you didn't tell me.
So
Okay.
okay, so first of all, I do think this has improved a lot from what we last saw. I remember seeing this and my first impression. By the way, I think Peaches is with us. So Peaches, if you'd like to join the chat, you're welcome to talk. If not, we'll keep up with you in the chat. I think that what I'm seeing, and you're playing it toxic, so please jump in. But just as an observer, I feel like this looks a lot more polished and complete than the last version that I saw.
I haven't played this, nor do I remember singing this. So
Well, so I
my
remember I played it last time, and I remember you and Knox were both very glad that you didn't play it because we all realized none of us really know any of this stuff. But I think the biggest issue that I had was that even though the concept is clear, it's a quiz, it's fine, it works. It felt a little bit like just a first draft. It felt like a couple wishes got this thing off the ground. Whereas now I'm seeing a lot more detail. Like I really like that kind of postcard style modal that pops up at the beginning of the game. I think that you're getting these little prizes after every other question or whatever is very cool. And it just feels more like this is a proper experience. I still think it could be made a little bit more styled because it kind of has that default web page style still, but it's much better than it was. My biggest piece of advice would still be if your game is going to effectively be it's effectively going to be a quiz that gets people canceled, then I think it might be worth pushing the style even further. Like you're using papyrus, you're using these like travel kind of icons of like envelopes and stuff. That's awesome. I would just like to maybe see even more of that.
uh, I would, seems how you have that nice, cool little postcard, I would maybe replace this web style box with the postcard. Maybe kind
Exactly.
of moves up down a little bit, and then each time an answer comes in, maybe the card swoops in from the left or the right off screen into place,
Yeah.
or maybe it flips away and goes off screen each time the player asks or answers a question. I think the opportunity for juice here is going to be when you answer a word or a question correctly, or on
Ooh, yes.
transition,
Yeah.
or on transition to a new level, or an out. What's the outrish? The outro of the one
Mm.
that you're currently on. So intro, outro, and answering your questions correctly. And
But
maybe
yes,
make
I think what you said about juicing up getting the question right, I think that would be the place to start because that's obviously the most rewarding part for the player. And I think if you focus that juice there, you'll create a really good loop where people want to play the game because they want to get that juice, they want to get that moment of reward or celebration, and I think that'll keep the loop of the core loop going. So I think that's the best suggestion.
agreed. All right. Peaches, any questions or anything that you want to say before we go on to the next one? I heard you just
Um,
fine. Everybody else
hmm,
here, Alex, just fine?
it sounds like Simpy heard. Um, hmm.
Yeah, I think everybody else is hearing you but Peaches.
Yeah, I wonder if Peaches has any volume issues or yeah, yeah.
All right.
If we have a recording, then please check it out. But thanks for sharing Peaches, and I think you've done a good job of improving it. And I would take
Oh, there you went.
injections here and there, and that should be. You lost me again.
Just
Ugh.
in and out a little bit. It's
All
better than
right.
it was, though, I think.
Okay, I'll
You want
take
me
it.
just to stream the next one? Or do you want
Yeah,
to
I hate
try
to
it?
say it.
Okay.
Yeah, let me try it. No, no, let me try it. Let's see how far I get. Right. I gotta contribute something.
You probably need to scream. There you are.
So we're doing Samsung's game, right?
It is, yep.
Okie
Spearbound.
doke. Okie dokie. Oh yeah, I think I saw you playing this yesterday. I thought it looked cool, so
Yeah,
I'm
we're
excited.
struggling with a little bit of finding yourself in the world space and getting that feeling of not floating and being able to actually tell where you're going to jump and land. But I think that's the biggest thing that we have right now. Samson, you're here, so you can go ahead and
You know what?
explain.
I mean, if you think about it, guys, life is all about finding yourself in the world space. So
It is.
hopefully this will give us something to think about. All right, sphere bound.
Yeah,
Roll, jump, shatter worlds.
your
Can
stream
you
looks
guys see
fine.
me?
Yep, looks
Okay, cool.
great.
Talk about escalating quickly. Roll, jump, shatter worlds. That's
Makes sense.
quite a step up. Yeah. Ooh, this looks cool. Whoa, this looks really cool. Wow. I have no idea what the point of this game is or what I'm doing, and I'm not sure I care because this just looks so cool. This is ooh. Oh man, this is awesome. This is almost like a little kind of wireframe physics playground kind of game. Is that I'm assuming that hurts me, that spike? Maybe,
I
maybe not.
think
Maybe it makes
so.
bounce?
Yeah, I
I
don't
love
see
all
anything going down.
yeah, I love all the, like, the trajectories and the dotted lines and the grids. This is man, this is such a cool aesthetic. Um,
So, what do you feel about the world space? Is it hard for you to maneuver
yeah,
or
yeah,
tell where you're going? Because
it
that's the kind
yeah.
of feedback that I was giving them.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm definitely picking up on. I agree. So there's a couple ways to think about this. I mean, one of the reasons why I never shut up about drop shadows is because drop shadows can help solve exactly this problem, which is visually orienting the player in a space that they can understand. It's a little bit different in this case because it's a 3D game, so it's not so much like the drop shadow, like the fake graphic that we use a lot, but rather it's uh, it's an actual like a potentially real shadow. It could be cast by a light. It could be done with some simple projection math or something. Let me jump it. Okay, cool. Now I got it. But yeah, so So, okay, there's a couple ways to think about this. The first is that it would be nice if my sense of location was a little bit clearer because it is a little bit vague. I can kind of tell where I am to the point where I can mostly play the game. Oh, whoa, look at this. Really cool transition. Okay, that's awesome. Oh, and great. Level 2 has a different color scheme. That's a great sign. You're doing the right thing there. What I was going to say, though, is that you could almost make an argument, and I don't know if I personally really believe this, but I could imagine somebody making this argument that the game could kind of work without really knowing where you are. Because it's just this sort of like, I wouldn't go so far as to say psychedelic, but it's this kind of like visually spacey kind of experience. And you could maybe argue that that's okay. Like it's okay to be a little bit wishy-washy about positioning. I do think though that when I jump in the air and I try to like capture one of those uh, collectibles, if I miss it, it is kind of frustrating. So that might kind of undercut my argument. Maybe we do need to be more precise. But I feel like whatever this is going for, it's very close. I just think it needs to be a little bit dialed in.
What
And
if?
I, yeah, go
Sorry.
ahead.
What if? And hear me out. This is kind of out there. What if you started the player out on the outside of the sphere, and you have those tubes that kind of connect in and out, and you can go from the outside of the sphere inside. And I think if you were rolling on the outside of the sphere, it would be really easy to tell where your ball is instead of the inside. And those tubes right there, maybe they take you in and out of the inside and outside of the sphere. And I think maybe including the outside of the sphere as well as the inside might actually give you a better feel.
So, sorry. So what I also added as a new feature, if you stay as idle, exactly there you go. So it will point at to the direction of where the closest the games are. So now if you go forward, you will find the game, Alex.
Oh, sorry. One sec. I just got a DM. I
So
had
that
to
was
deal.
more of like the, you know, making the player easier to find the game because it's so hard to locate yourself within the sphere.
Okay.
So when
Sorry.
you
Say,
jump
say that
around,
one more time. Sorry, Samsung. My internet didn't go out. I got distracted by something. Can you repeat what you just said?
so when you don't move at all and stay in the idle position, the
Yep.
camera angle will find the next closest game. There you go.
Oh. Okay.
So now if you just go forward, the game should be there you go. See
Oh.
right there.
Okay.
But so I added that as a part of the tutorial box on the third box as well to give a
Mhm.
more hint to the player.
Let's try that again. I'm going to see that. I want to see that tutorial. I don't remember a tutorial on that topic, but that might be a sign that maybe it could be a little bit clearer or something. So the first one, okay, controls, fine. Double jump. Okay, got it. Okay, so couple issues with this. First of all, I don't think the issue of collecting the gems is unclear. I think that was very clear. But did the tutorial explain what you just said about the camera angle? Because I don't think it made that part
It
clear.
made that clear. Okay.
I don't think so.
'Cause it-
But I also,
yeah.
here's my thinking though. Like tutorials are important, but when it comes to really intuitive stuff like angles or just knowing what to look at, I feel like you shouldn't, if you need a tutorial for that, it means there's something else is going wrong. So I think the bottom line here is still what Toxic pointed out, which is there's just a little bit of orientation that we're missing here. And the more I think about it, the more I really do feel like just a simple black circular drop shadow would go a long way
Mhm.
towards fixing this because the thing about the shadow is normally I talk about shadows for kind of like aesthetic reasons. It makes your game look more complete. But for a game like this, you think about like how human vision works. We literally depend on shadows to like understand where things are sometimes. And in fact, like when I jump, notice there's that little target circle on the
Yeah.
ground, which
Yep.
it's almost a little bit shadow-like, and it helps. When I have that visible, now I kind of know where I'm going, but then it goes away again. So maybe another
Right.
idea is maybe it's not even a shadow. Maybe literally that ring is just always there. And so you can always see where you're connecting with the ground. And then when you go and jump, then it moves to where you're going to land. That might be
Okay.
just
That's
simple way to
that's a
solve
good
this.
idea.
What do you
That's a
think
good
about
idea.
that?
I think that's kind of that's where he got the ring from. I believe was me and him were working a
Yeah.
little bit
Oh,
on this, and the
got it.
ring came instead of shadows because we were a little concerned that it's a wire frame, so where would the shadows go? But I
Yeah,
still,
that's exactly. Yeah.
And so the circle idea definitely made it to where I could tell where I was a little bit better because before there was no lines, there was no rolling of the ball either.
Yep.
And so all this is kind of worked towards that. And so I think that, yeah, use the circle as the shadow. Don't put a shadow
Yep.
in there. Anytime you jump, if you jump straight up, it should be right below you. If you jump
Exactly.
Yeah.
forward, it should be projected out in front of you just like that. And I think that that might actually be the tipping point to where we can feel that the
That
our
is brilliant
our
idea.
position
I
in the
think
world space, though.
that's gonna fix the issue.
I think
That's
so.
brilliant.
So too. Yeah, I think so too. So a couple other thoughts I want to share. First of all, for everyone watching, notice that I'm just rolling around and jumping and barely even trying to play the game. This is something I want to put more thought into, like maybe a lesson or something that makes this a little bit clearer for all of us. But this is what I point out a lot of certain games have a core loop that is just kind of fun in the way a toy is fun. Like I'm sure the game has challenges and progression, but I just think it's so much fun to roll around and jump that it's like I just kind of get lost doing that. And I say it all the time, but it's true. If you can get your core loop to just be fun on its own, like before you add meta, before you add collectibles and power ups, where it's just I just like rolling around and I like jumping and that feels good, you're in a really good spot. I think your game is already on a stronger footing
Hmm.
than if it weren't that much fun. So I think what I like most about this game is that even if I'm not paying attention to the rules, I'm just having fun. It feels good to roll around the sphere and gravity flip sometimes. You bounce, you jump. It's really, really, really well balanced in that way.
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
I
Although,
also had the same exact feeling. It was just fun to play around in that physics that's created by it, because it's. I have never seen anything like this because it's the gravity pulling outward on all direction in the
uh,
same manner. So
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
when you're double jumping, you're literally like flying and landing.
yeah.
It's just so fun. Yeah.
Okay, so on that note, then, while we've got you on the line with us, where did this concept come from? Like, tell us about your creative process here.
Oh, so there was another. So it wasn't my only creative idea. There was a competition called Vive Gem, and one of the
Mm,
game had similar concept, but they're a shooting game within the sphere. So I took that idea and I tried to make something similar, and I didn't like what it came up with. So what if? And then I asked the question: what if I can just make the sphere smaller and I can jump around
mm,
within that sphere while gravity is acting on the same principle? And
nice.
once I made that happen, and it just became just so much fun to just play around within that sphere. So yeah,
Yeah,
I wasn't the original idea person for this anti-gravity sphere, but this particular game mechanic of just jumping around within the sphere, that was sort of me um, tweaking the original idea, which was
right.
just the shooting first-person shooting game.
Well, remember, guys, so this is a great reminder. Like, um, uh, your job is usually not to invent a brand new game mechanic. That's just not super realistic. But what is much more realistic and a lot more fun is take a game mechanic you like and then put a little spin on it. So, like, you may not have invented this completely from scratch, but you made it your own. You took something you liked, you made some changes, and now this is kind of your own original game concept. You know what I mean? So, I
Yeah.
think that's a great kind of reminder. And in fact, I'll just pull this up for anyone that hasn't seen it. This is what I call the 70-20-10 adaptation strategy. And this may not be exactly what happened in your case, but this is kind of roughly a template we can all follow. 70% of your game, or at least your core game mechanic, can be just lifted from something you've seen before. It doesn't have to be original. But that's where maybe you'll take 20% and you'll improve some things. Stuff that you don't like, you'll make them different. And then maybe that last 10%, sometimes it's more than 10%, but just this kind of gives you a rough sense of proportion. That last 10% can be the part where you do something totally unique and just project your own kind of ideas onto it. But that 70% that gets you started, that's the important part that gets you off the ground. Because if you had to invent all 100% of your game mechanic from scratch, that's asking too much. Like very few people ever do that in their whole career of making games. But you take the 70% foundation, 20% some improvements, 10% something new, and that will feel like a totally fresh game to a lot of players. And I think you've done that here. So great job. Last question though. these like gravity reversing tubes are super fun. I've only played a couple levels. Do they end up playing more of a role in the game? Because right now they're fun, but they seem like they're just kind of there. Like they don't really seem like they really need to be there. So how are you thinking about that?
Um, as the more stages progress, there's more complicated tubes coming
Uh-huh.
up, and it has like a roller coaster loop. It's just satisfying to go through the loop,
Yeah.
to go through the tunnel.
Hmm.
But yeah, other than that, just it's fun. There's not so much a purpose.
Well, so I agree, and at the end of the day, games are supposed to be fun. So if something's fun, then who cares, right? That's really the bottom line. But I will say this: if you can find a way, maybe even starting as soon as level two. Like I think level one is good as it is because level one. You get your kind of you get everything figured out. It's pretty straightforward. But by level two, you might want to think about using these tubes as a way to make the level more challenging or to bring the player close to hazards they have to avoid or something. That might just be worth thinking about because it's on the one hand, and it's great to have things that are just fun because they're fun. But if you can combine that fun feeling with something that is directly related to the game challenge, then you've kind of got the
Hmm.
best of all worlds. So maybe the next thing I would think about is can you make these tubes more of like an inherent part of the game and the challenge of the game? I think I would
Yeah,
probably go
that
there
makes
next.
sense.
I
But
really
other than
think
that,
you
Okay.
should. I really think you should utilize the outside of the sphere too. And you have these cool tubes, and I really think that you should have them or one connect to the outside, and then you could put stuff on the outside, like Mario Galaxy, and then you
Yeah.
could jump back inside of the tube, and it would give these two different atmospheres and two different styles of gameplay, and some hazards on the outside, power ups on the outside and on the inside.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
mess
love that
around with it.
idea. That is also very cool idea, and that is definitely possible to implement. So I think that's gonna be so much cool. So tube's gonna go in, allow you to go outside of the sphere, and from there it's like a tiny planet,
Yeah,
and you can jump around there, even collect the gems there too, and then come back inside and also play. Oh, that's amazing!
yeah. I think
You
that
guys
would
are
be. I
crazy.
think that would be pretty unique.
Yeah. Okay.
awesome,
Thank
man.
you
Well,
so
I'm
much for amazing ideas.
no, thank you, man.
Absolutely.
This is a great start. You've already done the hardest part, which is getting a good game concept off the ground. The rest is all just details. So have fun with it. This is the part of you just get to be creative and just add cool stuff to it.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, Samson. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, so Pika and Toxic, are we through the list of Astro Academy games for the day?
No, we have. Well, that was Spearbound. We still have quasis and high qualities, and then we'll be done.
All right, you know what? I'm tired of Pika's lies. He said there are two games today, and I believed him and I trusted him. And just as always, it was a big con just to mess me up in public so he can laugh at me with all his friends. I know what he's up to. I know Pika.
Well, I do believe, in defense of Pika, that these last two people submitted their games a little late. So I think that there was two.
I might have overreacted. All right,
Okay,
let me
I'll
do one
do.
more.
Okay.
Yesterday, let's see how this has changed. Merge eggs to hatch legendary elemental dragons. Start. Oh wow, look at this.
Whoa.
This is totally different now. Huh.
Oh, we could.
Oh.
There's no more grid. Oh, and we got. Okay.
Whoa! All right. Okay. This is
Instantaneous
actually
result.
like a brand new idea. I have never seen a merge game that doesn't involve a grid. This is actually pretty cool. All right.
Ah,
Do we have the creator? I know the creator was here earlier. Is he? Can we invite him to the stage?
there he is.
Hello. Hello. So,
Hi.
dude, you've been cooking since yesterday. Like this is
Yeah.
really different. You fixed ooh, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. You fixed basically everything that I had an issue with, and you've
Yep.
made it really original. Like this circular non-grid thing is like crazy. This is so cool.
I already have a cool suggestion for you.
Yeah.
You have that nice ring going around, and we have eggs that are inside, and you have baby dragons. And what I see right now is a nest. I would maybe make that into some kind of a
Oh,
dragon's nest.
Dragon Nest. Yeah.
Maybe we're up there, and in the background could be like mountains or something like that, or some kind of something.
Alright.
Uh,
Yeah, I love that.
Go on the table.
So do you want to share any of how you got here? Because I mean, you've changed this game so much
Yeah,
from yesterday, but I would love to hear more about
yeah,
how you thought about this
yeah.
and where it
So
all came from.
yeah, so what actually happened was that I was trying to, I mean, work on the grade, but I realized it got to a point I wasn't getting a space to, I mean, add more eggs. So I was just
Mm,
sat down and said, why not put in a circular form so that it would be open, so that it would give me more space to, I mean, produce more egg. So
mhm.
that's how come I decided to change from grade to the circular mode.
Got it. Got it. What do you think about Toxic's idea of turning your circle into like a dragon's nest?
Yeah, so basically, I'm very creative in that. I thought about it. I thought about that. So I'll do that
Okay.
so that it will be more of like, yeah. So I'll work on it so that it will be because the
Okay.
circular. I initially I wanted to make it like a basket or something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah. I mean,
and
that
the
kind of
AI
works
didn't
too.
can yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll fix that.
Well, man, I'm really impressed. I mean, this started off as kind of like a broken match game, and in one day, you've not only fixed it, but you've made it super original. So I think this is great. I think you've done an awesome job.
Thanks.
Where do you want to go with this next? What are your next plans for this?
I'm actually hoping to get more, I mean, more, more on this.
I
Sorry,
put
you
an
said
image for you. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
no, I was just clarifying more. He said more. Ooh, wow, that was quick. Nice. Yeah, that looks awesome. Um, I think giving that background depth with background like there's taken yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think you've got an excellent core game here. Like it looks and it plays really well. And it's like I love merge games because they're just kind of satisfying and simple, but you've really like this is refreshing. This is actually original, which is really cool. So I think the next step could probably be what Toxic is suggesting, which is now let's just juice it up. Let's just add backgrounds and more effects. And you've already got like even little stuff like I like the drifting particles. That's a cool touch. I love the color scheme. This kind of red, brown, gray background is very dragon-like. Personally, I don't know if you need all this stuff at the top. Like, I'd probably get rid of the title. It seems like it's just taking up space. Um, and then you've got some issues with like buttons going off the screen, but those are like little minor things. But I would just focus on juice at this point.
I'll work on that. Thanks for this beautiful.
Cool. Oh, by the way, I noticed when I get to the end of the level, it freezes for a second, and every time that happens, I think that the game like crashed or something. I know it didn't, but there's something about that little freeze. I would see if you can get rid of that. That's just the only little nitpick I've got. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing. This is great. You've done an amazing job of improving this game. Really, really, really good work.
Thanks, thanks, thanks.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right, Toxic,
Absolutely.
take the next one.
I got you. I need your screen though.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
All right. All right, Haikyuu's game. I've played this already, and I gave him really good feedback. I think I told you last time that I think you were just ready to put this out. So let's see what you have done.
I expect some high quality here.
Me too. I already know what I'm getting now. All right, nice, quick. I see lazy loading going on, although there's not too much to load, which is pretty awesome. Looks like we did everything from start to end. That includes the screen refresh at 8 seconds.
Nice.
So that
job.
that is that's exactly where you want to be. All right, let's play this with music because this is actually pretty decent. And he's got a cool tutorial. Although I didn't really move there. All right, there we are. And we're gonna fire.
I like the tilt. I love the way the whole track kind of tilts back and forth. That's a cool touch.
It gets better too.
Okay.
I love the 80s music. I always feel
Yeah.
these games deserve 80s style music.
100%.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
This also isn't a lane game. I have to hold my direction down when my character automatically goes back to the center. And I did not like it at first, but then I realized it's actually very smooth and it works really well.
Yeah.
Like I want to go to the center, I just let off of my key presses.
This is really
As we're
cool.
progressing, you see the background start to change, the colors start to change, starts to speed up, the difficulty progression starts to get turned up.
Mhm.
And here comes the speed now. We're gonna have to start using weapons. What's cool is you can fire all the way down the lane too, so. Holy smokes, alright.
Oh man, that's awesome. You know what? Just watching you play that, I have an immediate knee-jerk reaction. I think that was all really, really cool. High quality, you've done a good job here. But when I see how, like, it's just so cool the way the whole track flips like 90 degrees. And when I watch you play that, I kind of feel like that could maybe happen a little more often. Like, I feel like it was almost like this kind of oddly infrequent effect. But I feel like it'd be really cool if it was just constant twists and turns. Maybe once you get past a certain level, I guess. But my only issue with that is I do feel like it was a little bit like it wasn't pushing that cool concept far enough, in my opinion.
I think so too. I think that maybe the transition is a little too instant as well. But I'm also concerned that if you're always flipping my screen, if it would be all a little bit disorienting for the player if it happened too often.
Yeah, so I
So
think there's two things I would do. One is I do agree that the transition could be smoother. I mean, it could be smoother if you do it more often. If you do it rarely, the transition is probably fine as it is. But I'd be kind of cool if it transitions a little bit more smoothly and a little bit more slowly, so you're not getting like vertigo. But also, and by the way, Toxic, sorry if I missed this, is the tilt in the track related to something in the game, or is it just random?
your movement. Oh, the actual complete flip is
Yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah.
like a big power up with a line in the middle of it. Here, let me see if I can find it.
So, because the point I'm making is, I think two things will prevent this from being too disorienting. One is you want the transition to be smooth, so you're not just getting jerked around. And the other thing is it should be very clearly tied to something in the game, which I guess it already is. But if you're collecting power-ups or you're hitting, pads on the track that cause it to flip, as long as the player
Right here.
understands it's flipping.
Here it is.
Okay, let's check this out. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, and maybe it's even optional. Maybe if you avoid that, it doesn't flip or something, So I don't know. I feel like it's just such a cool feature that makes the game unique. The other thing is, even though it's really cool to go sideways like this, I actually kind of agree that I don't want to be this way for too long. Because after a while, like I think someone in the chat said, you just kind of start tilting your head a little bit. So maybe it's the kind of thing that happens, but it's changing frequently, so you're not getting too stuck in one orientation. But anyway, that's just that's an idea. I don't know if it's the best idea, but it's the first thing that came to mind.
But yeah,
Uh-oh.
when are we putting this out?
Yeah, good question.
Hopefully you've already sent it in for publishing so that you're not having to wait. Because I think it's ready to go. Just maybe change those few subtle things or don't. If you're happy with the way it is, you don't always have to take the feedback that we're giving you. But I do think that it would benefit you in this situation. But I think that honestly, high quality, I think this is the best game that you've made on the platform.
Nice.
It's really fun. I enjoy playing it. I've played it quite a few times already, and I don't really get tired of playing it. So yeah, nice job, buddy.
Good job. Very cool. Sorry, high quality. Your best game on the platform. Best
Your
game out
best.
of everything on Astrocade. That would be, none of us can claim that prize yet. So don't feel bad. Okay, I'll do the next one. I am going into the submit your game. Are we ready for the?
We are ready.
High quality is insisting that what you said is he's made the best game in the history of Astrocade, and you know what? I guess that's true now. Just he insists, so fine.
I mean, I feel like you should always think that the game you're putting out is the best game on Astrocade.
Exactly. Oh, look, Erica, you've been so patient. Your game is coming up next, or not quite next, but it's coming up in the queue. So we'll finally get to playtest an Erica game today, which it's been overdue, perhaps.
If we do have time, I would love it if you could stream my war game because I would like to see someone else play it. in front
Ooh,
of me.
I will be sure to do that. Guys, the teacher becomes the student again. We're going to have a toxic playtest session. Okay, maybe phrasing is not great on that, but we're going to playtest one of Toxic's games. How about that?
Yeah, if we got time, we can get to these guys first, though, of course.
No, but it's a cool game, and I think people should see what you've been up to. It'll inspire them. All right, so we are now playing your boy Freddy's game. This is King Zero's Uprising. King Zero's Uprising. Secure the facility. Eliminate all anomalies with melee strikes. Deploy. Okay. So my first thought, Pika, I know is going to be quick with the link on this, is the character is like rotating in a weird way based on how they're moving, which is a very common problem. Astro does this a lot, and it's easy to fix, but it's worth fixing. What I really like about it is I like this like arc attack. I think that's cool. I like the theme of like you're this big giant robot and you're kind of like, I guess just defeating bad guys in this kind of futuristic environment. That's cool. What I also think I would like, ooh, that guy was quick. So, okay, the first thing I do is, ooh, I like the damage effect. The little screen effect was cool. So the first thing is you got to fix the orientation of the characters. They're rotating the wrong way, so that's one thing. But the other issue is, I think I'm a little confused about how I go to the next level, because I thought that I would go to the next area when I walk to the edge, but this one is not doing that. There you go. Pika linked it super quick. Okay. Oh, you know what? Okay, I see what he's saying. Green door. This does not look like a door to me. I had mistaken this for like an energy bar or something. So that now I get that though. So I'd make that a little clearer. I like the different enemy speeds. That adds a lot. And I think the explosion effects are pretty cool too. Overclock active. Yeah, I think this game needs some polish. That's the main thing. I think the core of this is in pretty good shape. Polish it up. Oh, there's a boss. Cool. Yeah, this has got like just some good kind of dungeon melee combat vibes.
I like the interference, like the CRT interference on the screen when you get hit.
Yeah, this is cool. Oh, here we got Boy Freddy's here. What's up?
So the boss actually appears like 3 times, and every time he gets stronger. But you also every time you defeat him, you get an upgrade.
Okay, cool. Let's see if I can defeat him this
You
time.
can choose between like 3 upgrades every time you defeat the boss.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool. All right, let's see. I guess the door doesn't appear until okay. Yeah, the door appears once I've defeated everybody. So that's another thing. I think it should be more clear when the door has appeared. Like it should appear with more of a transition or more effects. Because right now it's kind of subtle, and you might miss that there's a door here now.
Yeah, don't do the green door. Do a portal that appears in the middle of the playfield that the player can
Yeah,
go
that's
through.
probably
It'll
a
be
good idea.
very clear. You do have this weird negative space at the bottom of the screen. I'm not sure if you're using that for like mobile device like controls or something. But even if you are, I would still fill that with your ground. Also, there's like a purple line going through. I'm not really sure what that is, or if that's maybe part of the background image. Looks maybe like it's tiling some kind of a texture or something on the ground, or maybe it is just a solid image. But yeah, definitely fix the rotation of your character. He should always be faced up when moving. Same thing with your enemies. They need to be faced up when they are moving as well, so they're not spinning around in a circle.
But that video, by the way, will lay out, I think, all the things you should do to this game. If you do those things, I think this will look really good. I think this is a great start. I love the theme and the style. Like Toxic said, that kind of the CRT effects are really cool when you take damage. I like the arc kind of weapon. That's just a cool idea, and I like that you can expand the range with upgrades. Yeah, I think all this game needs is some polish and some juice. But the concept is great. Oh, and I would also maybe have the enemies either come in from off screen or like teleport or something. When they just appear out of nowhere, it looks a little bit incomplete. Like you could add because the destruction effect is great. This explosion looks really cool. But when the enemy appears for the first time, that should look pretty cool too. So I think you could add something there. But this is good. Nice job. What do you want to take this game next? What's your plan for it?
To be honest, not that much. I actually thought of that, like, Unit 734. He got like a bunch of his games, and I said, well, you know what? Let's make like 4 more other bots. I think I'm gonna make like 3 more games about some other bots, like give them some other personality, and then at the end, like link one game to all of them. And I think like I'm gonna start perfecting like all of their games and creating them, and then
Okay.
make one big game about all of them like working together. Then like
Okay.
we already have two of those. Like
Yeah. That's a
honestly.
cool idea.
So yeah.
I like it. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Well, keep sharing the games with us. We'll play test them as you make them. Nice job. And I got killed again, but that's a good transition. So, okay, cool. I like it.
Mhm.
Toxic, why don't you take the next one?
Okay.
Thanks, boyfriend.
All right. So I see that you have two games on
Hey.
here, but we just did one. So I'm going to go on to the next one. If we have more time, we'll go over your Eternal Overlord game.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So we have Yo Angry. Yo Hungry. All right, summon. What is this? This is Truck Con summon me to. Oh, Alchemist. All right, Alex, can you play this one? Because I've tested this one 2 times already. The last two.
Oh yeah, actually, no, I do want to play this because I loved what I saw the first time. I had some feedback, but I'm curious how this one has evolved.
And I gave more yesterday, so I'm curious to see what he
Wait,
did
wait,
with it.
wait, wait. Hold on a second. Wait a second. This is yo. Wasn't this the game that was set in like a Minecraft forest with a cauldron?
Hmm.
And now
Yes.
I'm just. Oh, of course. How could I
We're not,
forget? It's the
I don't think we're
reincarnation.
seeing your screen.
Oh yeah, sorry. Um, sorry about that. Yeah, I forgot that this game starts off with you crossing the street and getting hit by a truck. All right. Welcome, chosen alchemist. Gather rare ingredients, something, something. Okay. I love the UI. Guys, this is what a game UI should look like. This is great. 4 nice, clear icons, some good hover effects, a mini map right in the middle. Like, this is awesome. Something that I don't love this at the bottom, as always. You guys know I'm not crazy about that, but let's leave that aside. This is beautiful. So something that Astra is unfortunately still not great at, and sooner or later I really want to improve this. But in the meantime, one of the issues I think is that Astra tends to make game UIs a little too detailed and sometimes kind of overcomplicated. So Johan, let us know. I'm assuming you did some wishes for this, like you actually deliberately designed it to look this way. But you've done a great job of like cleaning it up and simplifying it because this is just so clear and it looks really good. So I love the UI.
Thank you. Yes, that I asked Astra to do that. So there are some other icons
Hmm.
previously. So I need
Hmm.
to do it that way.
So yesterday I
Got
gave you some feedback, Johan. Was that feedback? Do you remember? I mean, I do remember, but do you remember? And what did you go and change based off of the feedback that I had given you yesterday?
I changed the camera so you can look on the things now
Okay.
and it's
So like
blocking.
the transparency effect we were talking about instead of
Yes,
like the instant camera change.
yes.
Okay.
And then instead
So like
of the player flying very slow, so I make it faster and I put the flying motion as the first option instead of the other things.
oh, okay. So that it makes the world open up a little bit more, right? So you're not
Yes.
seeming like you're traveling from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth to get a box.
Yes.
My other feedback was you were too slow, and it seems like you fixed that as well.
Yeah, but the movement feels pretty good. Like I feel like the speed and the responsiveness is good. The camera feels great. Ooh, there's like a lighting effect down there. That's cool. I am noticing though that no matter what I put into the cauldron, it's always the fairy wing transformation. Is there other stuff that I can turn into?
Yes, there are. Uh, I've changed it. Previously it was a giant one, so I've added the fairy wings first instead of the giant potion.
Got it. Okay. Um,
So the objective here, right, is to brew 3 total potions, and then go and defeat the boss in the world, right?
Yes, correct.
got it. Okay. Um, well, the gameplay feels great. I really like exploring the world. Looks like I can dig around to find these. Ooh, there's the boss. I think. Look at that.
He also had a cool music change when you become when you get within range of the boss, and then there it goes. I think you have dragon hatchery going on in the background.
Yep, I just realized that.
Mhm.
Okay, so very tranquil, very peaceful sounding music.
So go back over by the boss now and hear the intensity change. Huh? What happened?
Got
Oh, a
it.
little delayed. I really think that music though adds to the tension.
Oh, for sure, it's great. I do think that there was I don't know if it was a download issue or something, but other than that, it's really cool. And the wings are like transparent. Nice.
How do you attack? Or you're just not ready yet, right? You don't have all the potions ready yet.
Not yet ready. And also, I added the button on the treasure chest, as you mentioned, so it will ask
Right.
the player to open it.
Hit the
Uh-huh,
button.
okay.
Here, I'll mute this again. So we could maybe get more into the game itself, but just first impressions again on the core mechanic. I think what you've got here that's great is, I mean, first we get this whole kind of Minecraft style world. That's really cool. That's just fun to explore. Movement feels pretty solid. One thing I'm noticing though is when I was down on the ground. Let me see if I can reproduce this. Um, there's like notice this. There's like things that cause the camera to kind of jump around a little bit. I think it's the only thing that's not totally working for me. Um, it's very overall it's very clean and very smooth, but this one issue, it's like the camera kind of skips or jumps sometimes. You guys know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yes.
And I think what
felt
you're
it a little
doing
bit
is,
when I
I
was
think
there.
the idea is that when there's an obstacle, it's like it jumps to be closer to the camera or to the player. The problem is it doesn't feel clear. It feels like a stutter or a skip as opposed to like a transition. That's about it. It's a minor thing. Everything else about the movement and the visuals are pretty good. Can you guys hear me, by the way? I feel like maybe I'm cut off again.
No, I
Okay.
got you. We
Cool,
can hear
cool,
you.
cool. Yeah, so I don't know. I think this is really coming up or shaping up nicely. I think has this little lava patch thing always been here? Oh, yeah.
That will kill you.
Okay, fair enough. But I love the concept, collecting ingredients, exploring the world, making potions. So I think that's really cool. I guess I'll try to make one more. One thing though, even though I love this idea of like either I drink the potion or Astro drinks the potion. Whoa. Is there a reason why this is in the game? Like, is it part of the gameplay for me to share the potion instead of drinking it myself?
Yes.
My
So
thought
it's part of
Go
the
ahead.
gameplay.
Yeah, my thoughts on it were like, maybe the potion is volatile and I don't want to drink it and I don't know the outcome, so maybe have Astra drink it before I blow myself up.
Yeah.
Is that right, Johan?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So then maybe it might be good to explain a little bit why, because even though it's a fun idea, like I drink it or this other person drinks it, I don't know if players are going to immediately understand why they're being given that option. So that's something that I might think about. But it's a pretty minor change because I think the basic game here is really cool. Okay, nicely done. I dig this game. I think it's really cool, and I think it'd be exciting to see where it goes next. Thanks, Johan.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I will do the next one because it is customary to play an Erica game during office hours. Let's do it. This is Sparkle Mine. Oh, let's let Erica on.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, of course. Tap to sparkle. Tap blocks with your wand to break them and collect gems. Ooh, it's like a Minecraft game. Okay, cool. Open Luma's boutique to sell gems for starters coins. Okay. Erica has really become like the expert on tutorials. Like her games always have at this point like very like well done tutorials. Um, okay. Okay, so overall, I really like this first impression I'm getting. It's kind of like Minecraft or something like that, but in this more magical world. Something I'm confused by though is I'm not really sure who I am. I think at first but I don't think I am. And so even though I like the mining is fun. It just feels satisfying to break things and collect stuff. I think that's great. It's a little confusing because I don't really know who I'm supposed to be. So, and I don't actually, now that I think about it, all this stuff up at the top is kind of confusing to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand.
there's a little bit.
Basically, that's the shop owner, and that's your little helper, the star guy. So if you go to the shop, you'll see the shop owner is the same as the kitty.
This looks cool, by the way. This is nicely done,
Thank
this
you.
shot. Yeah, that's something that I think could probably be clearer. Either the kitty doesn't need to be there, although I think it's a cool character. So maybe explain. Maybe there's a voice bubble saying, "Hey, I'm the shopkeeper" or something. Although it is confusing. I just saw the cat there, and now I go to the shop, and the cat's inside the shop.
Mhm.
So that might
Yeah.
be something the player doesn't totally get.
Remove him from the first level and only let the players see him when they enter the shop, and then they'll relate that
Okay.
completely with the shop owner.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've seen this game kind of before, but I've seen it with a pickaxe, and you kind of let the pickaxe drop, and it just kind of bounces around and mines whatever it
Mhm.
wants to mine based off of the physics of it.
Yeah, that was
Oh, okay.
that game was from Archaeologist. Who
Oh, you go up to get your energy back, and you could sell your ores to buy stuff.
but you
So you
said I
click
go
the up
up.
button. Yes. So there's the up button on the bottom next to the sell.
Oh, the actual up button. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. But I don't. But I don't stay up
Your
there.
energy is going no, so you go back down.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, you did a great job with the
Yeah.
opening tutorials, but I think when it said no energy, at least the first time, it should probably tell me that I should hit the up button to get my energy,
Oh, okay.
right? Because yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. It wasn't even if I knew that the button took me to the surface, I wouldn't have connected that with getting energy back. So that's a simple change you can make.
Mhm.
Like here's an example. So my bag is full, and you tell me what to do. I think that's great. So now I'll sell
Mhm.
stuff. So just do that for the other thing. Um,
There's
let's
also
see.
the auto sell button on the bottom, so you don't have to go into the shop.
Okay.
But it's good to go into the shop if you want to craft stuff. So there's the craft in there.
Got it. Okay. What is the rationale of going back to the surface to get the energy? Like the reason I'm asking is I wonder would it maybe make more sense if there are things I can collect in the mine to build
Mhm.
up energy?
I
Because
did have like a potion, but I guess maybe add more things to collect.
yeah, because I
Like
just feel
buy the
like.
potion.
And first of all, how did the path close behind me? Did the blocks regenerate?
Yeah, the blocks do regenerate. Should I remove that?
Well, that's fine, but then it makes this whole resurfacing thing kind of confusing because it's like now I'm moving
Oh.
blocks. Yeah, I don't know if the surface like where did that idea come from? Out of curiosity, what made you think let's surface to get energy? It's almost like if I'm underwater and I have to surface to get
Mhm.
air.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Because basically, like I've seen games where they're like, go up to the top, refill your energy, and then go back down again.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think for mining, I don't know if that makes as much sense. I think it's kind of I think if in other words, if as I move through the mining kind of environment, I'm collecting things that revitalize me, but it's all where I am. I'm not going somewhere else. That might feel a little more natural. Because also when I'm out of energy, I just spam this button. Like there's not
Mhm.
really
Yeah.
just hit the button. So maybe it's more like you have to conserve your energy and then you have to find more energy, and that might give the game a little bit more strategy. That's something to think about. But what I love about this game is it's very cool. Like it's very uniquely kind of it's got like an Erica vibe. It's it's purple and kind of magical with cute characters. That's great. And combined with the mining, I like that idea. I do feel like I'm running out of energy too fast. If the whole
Yeah, I
point is
think I need to fix that.
yeah. And then I like the idea of collecting and selling. That's all great too. So I think all I would really do with this is make a couple tweaks to like, yeah, like I feel like I guess because I keep hitting the thing that I can't destroy.
Mhm.
That's but yeah, I think the energy should last a little bit longer. Maybe find a more integrated way to recharge because I think jumping back
Mhm.
to surface just kind of breaks the game a little bit. Um, but other than, and then maybe you can better explain, how this cat is involved in things. But other than that, I think it's a good start. So I think if you made those changes, I think this could be really good.
I also made the changes in what Tox recommended for my slot machine game, but I still gotta work with Tox on how to make it work better because we turned it into a slot machine, that whole cupcake thing. But now I'm just figuring out how to make the rewards better into the whole thing.
Right. Okay.
So I wanted to just show this one instead because I think this one is a little bit more organized than my other one because the one's a bit of a mess right now.
Yeah, I think you've actually got some pretty good ideas here. I think there's a couple tweaks you could make that would clear things up, and then you've got a pretty good game on your hands.
Okay, thank you. I also been trying out that new wish feature, and it's actually been pretty helpful. Like I was making a merge game, and I made a really decent merge game in like 4 steps, which I was pretty surprised on.
Oh, this is the one where you can like plan out multiple steps.
Yeah, the one that Audrey was showing, so I asked him to try it out because high quality is like it sounds good. It's not so great on all games, but I tried it on a few, and it's decently on a merge game.
That's awesome. Okay, cool.
I'll
And by
put the
the way,
link in the chat so people could see what it looks like.
I was just gonna say, yeah, share whatever you make with it. We'd like to see it. That's cool.
Is this a
Okay.
new beta that's out right now?
Yeah, it's a new beta one. I could put the link in the chat so you could take a look at it real quick.
Oh, I'm just gonna message the team and see if I can get access.
That too.
Oh, yeah, we should for sure get you on that, Toxic.
This is, I think, like 5 to 6 wishes in. I didn't really do much to it.
Cool. But anyway, I really like this start, and I would I would very much like to see where it goes. So whenever you've made some updates to it, share it again, and we'll take a look at it.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you, Alex and
Thanks,
Toxic
Erica.
and everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Toxic, why don't you take the next one?
Sure.
Sorry, let me close my screen sharing.
Okay, so damn, boy, you put a lot of games in there. All right, so like I said, Boyef, you got a lot of games in here, but I'd be happy to go over with them later. But we're going to go on to the next guys, and if we have time, we can come back to you again. So it's like we got Basketball by Belittle, Basketball 2K16.
Interesting. Something about 2016 that I guess we're recapturing here.
All right, going back in time. I'm hoping this is going to be like NBA Jam.
I don't think we went that far back.
Oh yeah, I guess 2016. Yeah,
It
Might
is
as well
kind of
be
like
that.
NBA Jam.
So we got audio on. All right, controls: left stick to move, up button to jump. I almost can't read this. The shoot. I'm gonna assume maybe space bar or something. Okay, okay, space. Yeah, E or click to shoot, Q to pass. Oh, is he shooting it at my basket? Oh, I'm so sorry. 1 second. You're gonna have to do the commentary because I can't talk in this game. It'll close it out.
Yeah,
every
no
time.
worries. So yeah, be careful in this game because if you take a wrong turn, you will wind up on a beachhead war zone, as Toxic has just demonstrated. This is I love the look of the game. I really like it's funny. It's in 3D, so you don't have to like actually do parallax because parallax is kind of built into 3D. But the way you've set up the audience, you get a kind of a parallax effect. Like you've got the stands on both sides of the court, and the ones that are closer to the viewer just gives this really cool depth sense. So I like that a lot.
Something just happened there. Oh, there it is.
Wow, these are some serious free throws. Or no, not free throw. What's it called? What's the term? I'm not a basketball guy.
Half court shot.
Yeah, there you go.
Layups. I'm not much of a basketball.
So I see you. Well, first of all, can you shoot at either basket?
I don't think I can, but I think they can.
Wait, are you red or blue?
I am blue.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm noticing the red team is like throwing the ball at both baskets, unless that's some crazy pass, which would make a lot of sense. Maybe you've charged up your dunk. Is that what that is? Or maybe
Yeah, I got a power up.
Yeah. Okay. Did you block that? That was cool.
I think so.
Okay, so here's what's very obvious from listening to you react and me watching, is I don't think the controls are clear enough. It seems like things are a little bit chaotic. I think this is a great start. This totally looks and feels like a basketball game, but I think there's a certain amount of clarity and precision that isn't quite working yet because it seems like there's some confusion as to like what things do or how to do them. So I think the biggest change I would like to see is like do you know what I mean, Toxic? I feel like watching you play, it looks like things don't quite react the way you're expecting them to.
Yes.
But you've got like the details are dialed in really well. You've got two teams, you've got the stands, you've got the ball, the players are dribbling, you've got some power-ups. But it's like, for instance, I don't know why the enemy team keeps tossing the ball way up into the air like that. It doesn't really seem to be a gameplay thing. It just seems like they're just doing it kind of randomly. And oh, good point. Yeah, maybe throw in a little indicator arrow thing to say which player is, active or whatever. I also think it might be nice to put like a little bit of a blue and red livery color kind of styling on the court or on the hoops. Because even after watching it, it's still not crystal clear to me which side is which, especially because the red team seems to kind of go after both baskets. But yeah, I think if you make these changes, this would become really, really good because the foundation seems strong.
So a couple things while I'm playing it. Well, first of all, these guys are terrible at basketball, and so am I. But I noticed that my teammates get the ball a lot, and I want them to pass it to me, but they don't. They just kind of do whatever they want. So maybe like right click or another button to make your teammates pass to you. The confusing part for me was actually shooting the ball. I felt like I had to jump in the air and click and release in order to get it, but I didn't really have much of a way to aim the ball other than just the trajectory in which it kind of shot out at. And I think that's actually why your computers are having an issue here. They're just straight shooting the ball into one direction and hitting that rim there. So I think it feels like basketball. The whole time I felt like I was playing basketball. I think their legs might move a little too fast in relation to how far they're moving. But without a doubt, I felt the basketball in this, and I felt the competitiveness in it. So I think it just needs some refinement and a little bit of juice. Like Alex said, these foreground characters really sell the 3D effect. How they move so much faster than the background. They kind of give that like weird silhouette effect to it. So I really appreciate the environment. I'm not really sure what these guys are up here. It kind of makes me feel like there's a road on the wall. Are these lights or something like that? I'm sure that's probably what they're supposed to do or be. Maybe have some chains hanging down and maybe some lines that come out to kind of make them look like they're an actual light, if that's what they are. But yeah, I think this is really cool. It feels like another Belittle game, and I'm sure that this is going to get polished and juiced up and be another player choice contender here.
Yeah, I think that's all it needs. But it really is a great start. So good work. Okay, I am going to make an executive decision, and I'm going to review the next game, and you're not going to know which one it is until I start sharing my screen, because I'm going to jump ahead.
Do it. Oh, there you go. There you are.
All right. Check this out, everybody. It is your own Professor Toxic's in-progress game. I'm just jumping ahead to it because I want everyone to see it. This is Beachhead Blitz.
And it is in progress. I know that my main menu, I just added that. I'll fix it later.
Okay.
It's off-centered. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Blitz.
And I also don't have a tutorial, but you already know how to play, so that'll work. And I will definitely have a tutorial in the game.
So we were just talking yesterday about title screens, and I think this looks cool. Although I'm noticing there's this stuff at the bottom, which
Yeah, you caught me. I just wanted some feedback. This is not ready to be like on display, but I still think that it will give off a good demo of what it's going to be. So
Cool.
yes, definitely have main menu issues. I need tutorial. I got some UI issues going on in the game, but it's more or less just a demo. I just wanted to get a little bit of feedback on it, but definitely
Right.
tear it apart so other people can see what I should have done.
Well, let's do it then. Okay, so first of
Audio.
all, oh yeah, my bad. So this game, as you guys, I'm sure can already see, is very ambitious, very, very cool. Whoa, look at this. What is that?
Those are the flares, so you knew enemies were coming towards you. You told me that you couldn't really tell if there was like, they were actually heading towards you, and so I put flares on each one.
Sorry.
Ooh,
I got to mute as usual, but the audio was fantastic. Really good job. Wait, am
no
I?
worries.
Okay, there we go. I'm back. Um, this is so. I told you yesterday. I just think this is awesome. Look at this. I shot that plane down. Oh no, I almost did. I almost did.
No, you got him.
There
You
we go.
got him.
Okay, whatever. I died, but who cares? I went out in a blaze of glory. So I had a little bit of feedback yesterday, which is the first thing that was kind of messing with me was that this kind of foxhole setup wasn't there. And by the way, this is great. Is this a model or what?
Yeah, that's a chat GPT to meshy to compress to yeah.
Wait,
Took
sorry.
me a
Say
bit
that
to get that in there.
ChatGPT to
Uh,
hold on. Say
so
it.
I created an image with chat GPT, and then I took
Oh,
the image to meshy. Had
got
meshy
it.
create me the yeah.
Got it. Smart. Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, it looks great. And my feedback, though, is that the whole point of the game is that you're kind of stuck in this stationary position and you have to defend against these waves of attackers. The problem is that originally there was no barrier around me, and so it didn't make sense like why I couldn't move around. I wanted to be able to walk around, but that's not the point of the game. So what Toxic has done here is he's added this visual cue that makes it very clear why I can't move, right? It's a small detail, but it adds a lot to my sense of understanding of the game. Now, as far as everything else, as you can see, this game looks great. There's so much cool stuff here. It really feels like I'm, like a beach at Normandy. Although if I'm on the beach at Normandy, that makes me think I'm not the Allies. That's a separate conversation we can have. But I mean, look at all this cool stuff that's like happening. Like, even though I can't move around, I don't need to because the war is coming to me. And like every few seconds, there's some fresh challenge that adds a bunch of really original stuff. Explosion effects are pretty cool. Those already look way better than yesterday. I've got a few different weapons.
You'll notice you have some red dots along the edge of your screen too, and those will indicate that there's enemies on your screen that you can't see. So you see how it goes off screen, and you can kind of see I got a plane.
Okay, so I'm glad you pointed that out because now that I know what you're doing, that makes sense. But it didn't really register with me at first. That I think is something that could be like the idea is good, but I think the execution could be a little bit clearer.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure how, but I mean, like I'm a fan of keeping things super simple and just saying like let's just give me like a big red arrow or something. But something that I think you've done based on some other feedback yesterday was you've given me the opportunity to like shoot down helicopters and planes. I felt like yesterday I was just kind of doing that on accident, whereas now it seems like it's more of a deliberate part of the game, which is great. Because what this game is one good thing about it is that you have different kinds of enemies, and the experience of shooting at them is totally different. Like shooting at this plane. Is that a plane? What is that? Oh, it's like a
That one needs a
bomber.
model still, but he's dropping parachuters off.
Oh, whoa, this is all new. Okay, awesome. So you'll notice that every different type of enemy is just a whole different experience. You have to look in different places. You have to use different kinds of weapons. So this game really throws a lot at you. One thing that I do wonder is now that I'm playing through it is could it be a little more organized? Like if it could be like, and maybe it is and I'm not noticing it, but maybe wave one is soldiers, wave two is like a helicopter, wave three is, I don't know. I think you're
It
kind
is.
of doing that, but
It is.
I'm not sure why. There's some reason why I'm not sensing how cleanly organized it is. But that's where maybe play test with a few more people. My opinion might be an outlier. Whoa, that
Behind you.
was super cool. Oh, there you go. Yeah, behind me. Oh, and you've got the red fade effect, which is good. Man, I'm surrounded. So I like that. I think that's good. Yeah, I mean, I think we're in nitpick territory because the broad strokes of this game are awesome. Uh, it is funny that I'm just apparently a one-man army. Like everyone in World War II is ganging up on me, which I don't totally get, but that's just a quirk of the backstory. Who cares? Um,
You're the
but
last one left. You're not a one-man army. You're just the last one left. So
I'm a one-man army now. I've become
now.
yeah. Okay. Look at that. That is really satisfying. It feels great when you put a bunch of effort into tracking this guy and you finally shoot him down. So yeah, overall, I really love this. I mean, I liked it yesterday, but I really like it now. You've added a ton of cool stuff. I think the biggest thing that this could use is maybe just keep giving more thought to like how do you tell the player where to look and what's going on, because there is just so much going on that even with indicators, it's pretty easy to miss them. And just in terms of color choice, like red makes sense as a color, but there's something about that shade or maybe the opacity or how big it is where it just really gets lost in the sky. So maybe just making it clearer is the biggest thing that it needs.
Okay, fair enough.
But this is
The other
awesome.
issue I was having too was tracking the planes in the sky with mobile devices. And so trying to keep your cursor on a plane in the sky on mobile is not as easy as using your mouse.
Mhm.
And so what I actually ended up doing was making it, first of all, auto fire on
Mm.
mobile. So whenever you're looking at an enemy, it'll automatically fire your weapon.
Nice,
And
nice.
same thing for the sky. I reduced the amount of time that it takes to track them. And on mobile devices, if you just look at them, it instantly tracks and fires your rocket, so that you don't have to continuously be frustrated with the controls. So I
Okay,
think
cool.
I've got that taken care of as well.
Very cool, very cool.
Well, thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for sharing. This is great. I hope everyone has been duly inspired by this. This game looks and plays awesome, and it's a great indication of what's possible with Astrocade. So everyone dig deep.
Now we'll see what happens when I let it fly solo. All right. Well, what we have next, or I mean, it's almost 12 o'clock. How many more do we have? Well, 12
Yeah,
o'clock my
I'm gonna
time.
have to run in a minute, but we can do a few more, I think. We've actually gotten a lot of these out of the way. There's
We
a
have.
couple, but maybe I mean we could if Weed Whacker Dash has been updated, we can check that out. We've both played that at this point.
All right. Moving along, Weed Whacker Dash. All right, we got a little bit more juice going on here. We got some debris flying out the back like we suggested. The cars are still a little small, but I definitely feel the juice increase here. I was kind of hoping for actual blades of grass to be coming out the back.
Just watching you play, I can totally see how much more juiced up this is. Oh, there's clouds too, big ones.
Yeah, I added a little bit of the grass falling out. I don't know if you see them at all.
I see the little particle effects, but I don't see like blades of grass.
Okay, I'll try to add that.
I mean, you
Well,
already have the blades, so I think that maybe it could just be having them fall flat down
Okay.
or shoot out the back.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool if you saw them go flying. That would probably be very satisfying.
Yeah, I want to see them shoot off and go off the back of the screen. How's your audio in here?
Do you have other games with music in the background?
Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
We all do it. It's just the curse of Astrocade.
Oh, okay. Okay, so other thing too is your cars. I think I was the one that suggested the road and the cars, and I think it looks well and it adds to the game. I think your cars are too small. I think
Yeah.
I want to see them slightly overlap when they pass the player. So like the hood of the roof of the car should be like covering the player's maybe up to his ankles or up to his knees when it passes. It'll give that more of a 3D parallax effect going on. So the cars need to be bigger. Some of the cars I noticed go the wrong direction on the wrong side of the road. We have this odd little skipping going on down here at the bottom with the lines in the road. So those just need to scroll smoothly with the direction, opposite direction of the player, which they're doing now. It's just a little bit odd going on down here. Little things like some aspect ratio things I think you have going on. Also up here, we got some UI elements going off of the screen. I think the UI could actually be a little bit prettier and a little bit neater. What else? Oh, did my game freeze? My game
Yeah, I was
froze.
wondering, did you pause that or was that?
No,
Yeah.
it froze.
No, I
So-
tried. I thought I fixed that with last time it was doing that to you. Still, I don't know. It doesn't do that to me on my end, but
Uh-oh. You know, I have noticed this problem here the last week with Astrocade. I've refreshed my screen and now her game won't load. And I had that issue with my own game the other day, and every time I went in to edit it, I would get this. Let's try it again. Let's do a full screen refresh. There we go. Okay. So yeah, that's what I think. Like right there, I feel like that car should have been up a little bit more and just kind of slightly covered me.
The biggest issue I have, because I agree with what you're saying, Toxic, is I just keep ooh, you're getting a lot of this. That's an issue,
Let me see
definitely.
if I can pull the air up for you on my console.
And you know
Oh my
what? Let me
God.
maybe I'll play for a second as well and see if I'm getting the issue or if it's just something going on your end. But Toxic, I don't know if you mentioned this or not. The biggest thing that to me sticks out, it hopefully is an easy fix, but it would add a lot if it were fixed, is just the way the background elements kind of jump around. Like they don't fully scroll across the screen, like the trees and all that stuff. I would definitely try to fix that because like the tree will like disappear from one side of the screen and reappear on the other, and it kind of breaks the scrolling effect because they look great. The trees and the houses, it's really really well done. So if you can just fix that kind of broken scrolling effect, then I think that's all
I
it
think
needs.
I think what's happening is just cleaning it up too soon, and so when they get to this
Exactly.
spot right here, they're disappearing, and when actually they should be out over here, and then completely off screen, they should then
Yeah,
disappear.
the disappearing, reappearing is actually how it's supposed to work. It just shouldn't be doing that on screen. It should do it once it's all the way off screen. So one thing you could tell Astro is just say, please don't cycle the background scrolling elements until they're fully off screen and make them reappear also off screen. Oh, by the way, there's like a little fake transparency grid here for some reason. But like I said, that should be an easy fix, and it'll just kind of clean up the look. But,
Yeah, I'll try that. Yeah, for sure.
but
And the
so I'm
transparency grid, I've been trying to get rid of it, but Astrid, like, she just wouldn't. She keeps
it's
getting
so
it
annoying.
wider instead of removing it. So I'm still working on that part as well.
So I'm playing it on my end as well, and it feels a lot better. I still really like this game. I thought it was cool from the start, but it's definitely improving. Um, and I agree with what Toxic is saying about maybe have the the blades of grass go flying. But even in their current form, even though these circles don't make a lot of sense, it still feels pretty good. It's very satisfying to see all these things burst out of my weed whacker. I like that. So maybe the only other thing I'm curious about is what is the like okay, I don't know. Toxic, maybe you can make sense of this. You can maybe translate my kind of stream of consciousness. But the game scrolls mostly in one direction, but if I want, I can turn in another direction and I can kind of push the scrolling a little bit in the other direction. I don't know if that totally makes sense to me. Like I feel like maybe it should be a little bit more of an auto scrolling thing, and my job is mostly to jump because there's something about the way that I can kind of interfere with the scrolling that makes it feel a little unstable to me. Do you know what I mean?
100%. I felt that exactly. I don't think the player should be able to turn around and go the opposite direction. Just can it, get rid of it, and make the player always moving forward. Because I pick a power up and it makes me go faster, but it's not really a power up because now the game gets harder. So I can at any time just turn left and bypass the speed or whatever. If it's going too fast, I can just simply stop. So I think that takes away a little bit of the progression or a little bit of the feel of intensity or urgency to be more aware of what's happening when the screen starts to speed up.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'll
there's
do
like
that. Because the thing
Sorry,
I
go
was trying to the thing I was trying to do is just that they could go back to collect coins that they missed. And the turbo was about like not you losing fuel going through all the
Mhm.
all the
That makes
jumps.
sense.
So that's what I was trying to go for. But yeah, definitely I'll try to remove the going backwards.
Yeah, I think that once they miss the coin, that's their fault, and they don't get
Yeah.
them, and they should just keep moving forward. That's part of the game right there.
But yeah, like I said, I'm playing it too while we're talking, and overall the game feels really good. I think if you can make a few fixes, you'll have something great because the concept is fun. It is very satisfying. You kind of get caught up in just how much of this grass can you chop down. So yeah, this is great work. If you can make a few tweaks, I think this will be in really good shape.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. And also, did you have a bug on your or like a freeze thing on your end or not at all?
Oh,
Sorry,
sorry.
maybe he's crying on the
Yeah,
side.
no, I totally forgot to say. I've been playing this whole time. It has not frozen for me. So I still think it's worth keeping an eye on that. This is another reason why playtesting with multiple people is so important on different phones. But for what it's worth, I am not having that freezing issue, thankfully.
Can you click in the area around the screen and see if it freezes your game, or maybe try to turn the audio on or off and see if maybe that's what's causing it? Maybe clicking outside of the iframe is causing the game to freeze. I think that's actually what it is. It seems to only happen when I either clicked out or tried to mess with the audio.
I'm playing around with it, clicking around, turned audio on and off, and it still seems to be running fine. So I think it's
Perfect.
okay. Yeah, good news. Hopefully it's just a fluke on your end.
I'm sure it probably is.
Sure.
Or I just got a
Okay.
crappy computer.
Thanks,
All right.
guys. Thank you
Yeah,
so
well,
much.
thank you. This is great work. Keep it up. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to take off. I think we've only got a couple games left anyway. If when you do as many as you have time for, Toxic, right?
Yeah. We got 3 games. Like, take care of those.
All right. Well, guys, this has been awesome. Like I said, I'm gonna have more information soon. Maybe tomorrow, give you guys an update on what next week looks like. I do need to. I've been meaning to do this. I gotta reach out to all of you guys individually and just check in with your games. Some of you have already sent it to me, which is great. But I'm going to do one more final pass to try to make sure everyone's got their game submitted. Yes, thank you, and of course, thank you and Pika. Sorry, you, Pika, and Toxic for helping out. You guys have really become like the foundation of Astro Academy this time around. So yeah, we'll have more updates on where things are going with your games, but everything you guys have submitted so far has been great. So, oh, we do have some time, Toxic? Can we do one more Boy Freddy's game?
Well, we have other people that didn't get a chance. So if we're gonna do one more,
Toxic makes a good point. He makes a good point. I think, how about this? Let's get through everyone that's original or everyone that's novel or whatever, and then if there's time beyond that, there may not be. But I guess we should be more clear about this. You guys are welcome to submit everything you want to submit. That's fine. But, in the interest of fairness, we kind of have to make sure everyone gets a chance before we start doing repeats. So we'd love to play every game, but.
All right, real quick, I got it up on stream. Escape the Widow. This is by Sir Cernunos. I'm sorry. I'll just call you Cern. All right, Cern. So we have Widow's Manor. Enter the manor, objectives, graphics. Okay. If you give me a graphics button, that tells me that these are going to be some intense graphics and I might have to turn them down. Control, I think all this, objectives and controls can all be part of your tutorial once we start the game. Yep. Okay, so we got a mini map. First off, I think your UI is a little bit unorganized. I'd like to see it a little bit more refined and kind of pushed up to the upper top of the screen. Okay, so we have a little bit of what we talked about with Boy Freddy's or Chef Boyardee's game. We kind of spinning in circles instead of maintaining our orientation. Yeah. I'm looking upwards right now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking upwards right now, but my character is looking right.
Toxic cannot help but advertise his game every chance he gets. He just accidentally tabs over to his game.
It's subliminal.
Mr. Self-promotion here.
Now, let's get some audio going. All right, nice. Subtle, not loud, in my face. She's close. I see that.
Something I'm immediately noticing is I would really prefer if maybe this is challenging, I don't know. I would really prefer for the movement of the flashlight to be smoother. I don't like the way it jumps from one angle to another like that.
I can hear her breathing through the floorboards. She never sleeps. All right, you know what? I'm just going to go at this lady. All right, maybe I'm... So I'm getting stuck in your doors if I close them while I'm inside of them. If you're reading this, don't try and leave through the front door. It only leads back to her arms, into her arms. I'm a little confused. Am I supposed to actually be escaping without being killed? I think that's what my objective is. And then when I look at your mini map, the red doors I would think would be locked doors, but I'm not really exactly sure where I'm escaping to. So,
yeah, that's a good point. I love the look of all that is cool. Like the vibe is really interesting, and it's cool that you're going for this kind of flashlight haunted house thing. So I think that much is great. But yeah, I agree with Toxic that I think the objective is not super clear.
Ouch, you.
They jump scared you.
So yeah, I think that the visuals are actually pretty good. It's weird I start right next to an exit instead of an entrance, and I just leave. Like, oh, needs keys. And to be fair, you did tell me don't leave out the front door, so that was my own fault.
Yeah.
I do think that your rooms could be maybe a little bit more organized. Like this clock just kind of seems like it's tiny. Maybe it even seems like it's just the top of the clock. So I think that these kind of clocks should be like on a wall or a shelf or something like that. But I think your textures for maybe your floors are a little bit too big in each room. Maybe you could tile those and make them a little bit smaller. You'll give off more of that perspective because I kind of feel like I'm zoomed in on the floor, but I'm zoomed out of the room. at the same time, if that makes any kind of sense to you. Um, Other than that, I think my biggest complaint is the character moving and facing, the wrong direction. I think that you should either generate assets for the front and back and kind of use them when I'm looking up, I see the back of my character. When I'm looking down, I see the front of my character. Um, you can actually do that with just single sprites. So it would be one for up and one for left, and then you just flip them. And then now you get rid of that right there. Other than that, I think some of the effects that you have going on, like the lightning effect, I really like.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, I think this is a good start. I need some eerie music going on, some creaking of tile or floorboards, more atmospheric. I feel like these kind of games scream for atmosphere.
Yep.
And if you can give me that atmosphere and give me that spooky feeling when that jump scare comes up, it's going to scare me even more because I've already been, I've already been sitting here in the dark, anticipating it. So yeah, that's where I would go off, or that's where I would start off at. I think some of your doors too maybe don't fit. Like when you look down here at this one, it kind of looks like it's in the wrong orientation. Fix it where when I'm in the middle of the doors, if they get closed, I get stuck. And then a little tutorial. What is my objective? Where am I going? And what do I need to do to get there? I've figured it out for the most part. It's gather keys, go through doors, avoid the scary lady, and try to get out this exit here. But I think you need to make that a little bit more clear to the player. Also, maybe allow me to like turn on some lights in these rooms, and she gets scared of the light or something and avoids it, or maybe she
Ooh.
tries to. She
That's
turns
a cool
them
idea.
off.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. That's really atmospheric, and there's a lot of games that you can kind of get that impression from or take notes from. And I'd actually even be happy to provide you with some of those if you do need. But I think this game is cool. I think this game is scary. I think it needs to make me feel like I'm more in the atmosphere.
Cool. Good. I agree with all that. I think that's a good summary. So yeah, as Toxic said, go clean your room. Come on, what are you doing?
It looks like the next one up is Beachhead Blitz by Toxic. Now, next one is Erdman. We're just going to go
Okay.
through these real quick. So
I gotta take off, but thanks again, Toxic. This has been great. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and back to work on Astrocade, cranking out new features for you guys.
yes, sir.
See
Thanks,
everybody.
Alex. Take care. All right. So that concludes Academy. See you guys tomorrow. We still have a couple in our queue right now. Erdman and Nazma. If you'd like me to check out your games, jump down into the lounge. Boya, Freddy, if you would still like me to check out your other games, please jump down into the lounge. And anybody else who would like to have their games tested further, come see me in the lounge. Thanks, guys. Peace.